back to your William and Mary days. What was Mike Tomlin like back then? And did you see him as someone who was going to, leap into greatness like he has? He's now going to be our partner at NBC. So I'm looking forward to working with him.
Yeah, no, you got your hands full. I can just tell you that,
I
Jason.
know that. I know that already.
No, it's funny because everyone that doesn't know Mike, in terms of back from college, like I do, they think like he's come up with these new slogans and lines, and he makes them all up, or he must rehearse them because he's so good with his words, right? And the truth is that he was the same way in college. He was a fifth year senior. I was a freshman. He would come to the middle, being one of the captains after practice, break the team down. And he just had a unbelievably unique way of communicating, just like he does now in his press conference.
Yeah.
And I'm sure his team meetings. And I've talked to some of the players that have played for him, and they've experienced the same. So I think he's going to do a great job. I think he's going to be great for the team, and I'm sure he's looking forward to it.
Yeah. My last year playing was in Tampa Bay. It was 2004. I played with the Cowboys for 8 years and the Giants for 4, and was getting to the point where I was, what's next? And I said, what the heck? I'm going to go down, and I signed with the Buccaneers. John Gruden was the head coach. Monty Kiffin was the defensive coordinator. Rod Marinelli's there. Rich Bisaccia's there. All these guys, amazing coaches, great team. And I come out of the locker room, and I'm first day of practice, and I'm not on the field for 10 minutes. And I'm like, who is that guy? And it was Mike Tomlin working with the DBs. I'm like, that guy's a pretty good coach. And I bet he was 32 years old at the time,
Right.
just a young guy coming up, but you could tell right from the start.
Oh yeah, his energy, his ability to communicate, his sense of humor as well. I mean, he's a character, right? And you've seen it, I've seen it, and his humor, his energy, his wisdom on top of that. I mean, he's going to be great in that in whatever role he's in life, but also when you guys team up there, it's going to be great to see.
Yeah, no doubt. Hey, just a couple more questions. The best thing you did in Buffalo during your time there, and what was the thing that you say, I got to get it better in that area?
Well, I hope the best thing that I did, and I believe this as a head coach, you want to win games, and that's certainly your job and your responsibility. I think that combined with making a positive impact in the community, that to me is really the full role of a head coach. When you take a job in professional sports, it's winning, and winning in such a way that it impacts the community in a positive way.
Yeah.
And I hope our family left Buffalo in a good spot, and I believe we did. In terms of learning or something I could have done better, I mean, you're always wanting to win the Super Bowl. You're always wanting to win the world championship. That's the goal, or in my mind, should be the goal of every team when you start. And so for me, that goal is still out there. I'm still in pursuit of that goal. So I wish I could have brought a world championship to the Buffalo Bills and to the community and Bills fans all across the world. And so, but that hunger is still in my heart here. So, but they'll forever be in my heart and in our thoughts here as a McDermott family.
Yeah, it's awesome. Done an amazing job. I think about all the highs and lows that you go through as a head coach or, as a player in the National Football League, and many of them are what happens on the field. Great successes where you win a game or you win a championship or you have a heartbreaking loss, but some of them are off the field too. And you had a unique situation where it was kind of a combination of two. When you think about the Damar Hamlin situation, and leaders reveal themselves, in traumatic situations, and that's probably as traumatic as it comes. How did you handle that situation, and how did you get the team to respond the way they did?
Well, that was a unique night as well, and one that I hope I never experience again. And first of all, thankful that Damar is doing well and thriving and playing football again, but more importantly, healthy and with us, because that was certainly a scary event. and one that as a coach you never think you'd experience when you sign up for a job.
Sure.
And but what I really tried to execute that night was following through on what I pretty much start every season with our team in our first team meeting is communicating to the players that their health and safety is number one, above, believe it or not, winning games. And so when Damar went down that night, you could tell pretty early that something wasn't like a normal injury. Something was different. I happened to be able to see what was going on a little bit with Damar, but then also the way our trainers were reacting once they understood what was going on. And certainly they knew more at that point than I did, but I just knew something wasn't right. And the way that they responded, I can't thank them enough, and they were fantastic. But there's no playbook for it, right? How are you going to handle what's going on the field, unfolding on the field at the time? How are you going to handle return to play? How are you going to handle the next, days that were going to come the next week? And I would just tell you this, that, because there was no playbook, you take a lot of notes, a lot of preparation over the years leading into the head coaching job. I just said at that point in time, hey, listen, if this is who you say you are, then there is no way that you can coach this game. So whether that game was going to go on or not, Sean McDermott was not going to coach that game the rest of the night, because of who I said that I was and what I was about. That's the follow through to me on leadership, right?
Yeah.
And then it just so happened that both teams decided, the NFL decided not to play, and so myself, Brandon being our general manager, Terry, our owner, Terry Pagula, and one of our training staff members went over to the hospital, spent some time with Damar's parents, and then we returned to the team plane, met the team at the team plane, and I jumped on the intercom and gave them a quick update on, at least on what we knew to that point. And then every day after that, leading into the next week's game, we tried to get an update, and I would communicate that to our team in a team meeting. And at one point, we got so far as to be able to FaceTime Damar from his hospital room, and
Wow.
you can imagine the emotion in the room that morning. So,
I always think that the energy and the character of the leader pervades the team, and to me, that's probably the most sterling example for me of you throughout your amazing career as an assistant, as a coordinator, and then certainly as a head coach.